I spent a lot of time with my grandparents. Granddad was who we called him Diddy. Don't know why, but that was his name, and everyone called him it. His mates and everything. Anyway, he was a mechanic, backyard mechanic, so he'd be constantly having cars in, and I love cars. I was always in there. I think he just used me because I had small hands and I could get into screws and bits and pieces, but I can't forget that smell. In his little one-car garage, it had the oil that was in timber. Every time I smell that, I'm like, that's my granddad's place. And then my grandma did those colour by numbers, but I always thought she was a fantastic artist. It's like, oh my God, look what grandma's done. It's like, I now know, she's just colouring in the things that said 4, make it blue. But I would always be going there, and she's still with us, but she's got a little bit of dementia now, but I always used to say to her, every time I got there, it's like, Grandma, what's that? What can I draw today? And I can see her face just going, oh my God, this kid just doesn't let up. What can I draw? Go and see your granddad. Go out to granddad. He's getting away from grandma, and I'm going to annoy him. Do you need me to get any screws out? No, I'm good, son. Go back and see grandma. Okay. So I'd be just like pacing across the concrete courtyard. But yeah, to this day, or to that day, I always thought grandma was a great artist, but I don't think she was. She could associate number 4 with blue. That's what it was. I remember, like, Mum would go, oh, you're going to grandma's home. I'm like, sweet, I can go and mess around with screws and bolts in granddad's garage, or I can paint. And grandma will give me scones and shit. How good. So that was a really kind of awesome thing, to the point where as I got older and granddad was like, maybe you can be a bit more useful. And then we'd build like a go-kart together. But he lived in this suburb called Herne Hill. Now it was called Herne Hill because there was a massive hill. He thought it would be good for me to build this billy cart and go down the hill. But the hill was about 3 kilometres long and windy, and ended at a quarry. And that thing got fast. but I remember we manufactured every part of that thing, and it was pretty cool. Like, we welded the whole frame. It was built for hitting curbs, and it did. But yeah, going there to be, I guess, creative and build stuff and put things together was pretty cool. And the grandma and the granddad that I talk of is the mum and dad of my mum and my uncle, who's obviously, he inadvertently got that love of putting stuff together and the creative side of things, and became a drafts person. And he's built many of his own homes, and as it turns out now, like, I've designed some homes for him that he's then gone and drafted and built. So it's this kind of, it's a little, it's not a little weird tangent. It's like you're sort of joining the dots a little bit like grandma did with her colour by numbers.